First of 3 games today, right here on Super Saturday on Fox League, wearing number 19. How long will it be before he wears the number 1 again? We're underway with Cameron Munster supplying the kickoff. It goes down to Joe Fafita, who makes the catch. It's Jamin Jolliffe who takes the first carry here off the beginning of the game for the Gold Coast Titans. Fafita here, working it just beyond the 20. Chris Randall, the number 9 jersey, has been there all season as far as Suamala Awi. Takes a wide ball from dummy half. Strong pass from Randall there, well handled by Tino. Midway through the set, as Isaac Liu into the starting side for Jim Lenihan, the interim coach. Mo Fotuaika, the omission from the team today. AJ Brimson, fullback. Second last play in this opening set, takes the carry as Randall looks to his right-hand side, finds Thomas Weaver. Second game for the rookie, just 20 years of age. Handled himself fairly well, it has to be said, last week against the Panthers. Supplied some nice balls, especially early on, leading up to a Cleese Haas try. So it's Meany and the jersey that Ryan Papenhuyzen will be back in at some point. We just wonder how long it will be. Some depth suddenly as far as that position is concerned, don't they? Melbourne. Papenhuyzen watching on. Looking up towards the 40. Asima Solomona had the bumpers up there on Chris Randall. Needed some help with Jolliffe underneath, making the tackle. Weaver also involved. Kamakamitha comes to Jerome Hughes, who's been one of the real improvers over this second half of the season for Melbourne. Something of a slow start for the halfback, but he's got it going in recent times as Munster kicks from just on his own side of halfway.
Yeah, no, all the talk about is Ryan Papenhuyzen come back in the side, but the game turned around last week when we saw Harry Grant come off the bench. He just tipped the game on its head last week with his ball-playing skills out of dummy half. He did exactly the same the week before against the Canberra Raiders.
Animated on the bench, both Ryan Papenhuyzen and Harry Grant. Bronson Garlick in the dummy half role to begin the game in the tackle there in jersey 14. Here is David Fafita. Brings it back towards the halfway line. The Titans come into this game in 13th position, a rather theatrical slump to the ground there by Fafita looking for a penalty. Didn't get one. The back end of the set. The Titans will kick it here from around about the halfway line again. It's Kieran Foran. Here's return from a sternum injury. Goes down towards Warbrick. Coming off the back of a hat-trick last week. Win against the Dragons, where they came from behind on the sideline. Lapping up the atmosphere is Lara Pitt. Yeah,
what a special moment to be sidelined at Amy Park for Warren. It's all about this man on screen, Ryan Papenhuyzen. 20,000 expected to file in here for his support today. And in terms of the role he's expected to play, the club tells me that he will feature likely in the second half, depending on how this game pans out, and play a roving lock role. You also mentioned Harry Grant on the bench. Expect to see him come on around the 15-minute mark to cause havoc.
A chance here off the back of Xavier Coates working it for a penalty. Hughes finding touch, so they'll begin around about 5 on their own side of halfway. Best attacking chance so far in this game. We've had just over 3 minutes of action. Amy Park in Melbourne. Meany hitting a good tackle there by Brian Kelly. Took him down heavily on his own side of halfway. Christian Welch looks it back into Titans territory. It was Garlick. There's a long right-hand side here to work with. Comes across to Munster, and now Hughes showing it. Katoa, what form he's been in, really blossoming in this run to the finals in 2023. Asima Solomona goes to Munster. Now Meany bypasses the back rower there, Trent Liero, and now down this edge. They'll play it through Xavier Coates. 10 metres out from the Titans line. It's Munster for Garlick. Comes out to Hughes, coming out quickly. Was Foran, couldn't shut it down. A kick from Hughes. Warbrick on the chase. He got there. He's a monster of a winger. He's quick as well, and what a kick by Hughes. Almost off the seat of his pants.
Yeah, what about Hughes under pressure there? You can see AJ Brimson, I think it is, just sprints up out of the line. You've got to make that tackle. No, it's Foran. Comes up out of the line to make the tackle. Hughes stays, gets back on his feet. The grubber kick there. What vision. The outside kick there, the grubber through. Brimson can't make up the yards there. The Melbourne Storm, just like that. The first penalty got into the half of the Titans, and that is a brilliant try. She can find the try line, this bloke too, Cooper.
That's a special play from Jerome Hughes. He's been in red-hot form the last month. And when you first get the attacking set, to bounce off the right foot, beat Kieran Foran, still stay upright enough to get a beautiful kick in to William Warbrick. That is a sensational start. And the Melbourne Storm coaching staff love it because Jerome Hughes, take a bow.
He must be loving it, Warbrick too, playing on the end of these guys. You know, got Munster and Hughes inside. That time the kick, Warbrick, that's his 16th try of the season. Geez, they've got good vision, haven't they? They know exactly what sort of plays Hughes can come away with that play under all sorts of pressure. Got knocked off his feet, had to get back to his feet, and then with the ability to put the kick in and the vision to see the space, Melbourne Storm open the scoring.
It was a special one, no doubt about it. Now Meany from the sideline with 6 gone on the clock. Strikes it well enough. It fades away, though, to the right-hand side. But Melbourne on top at 4-0.
And what a rookie season it has turned into for Will Warbrick. He's certainly leading the way on that right edge with the tries he is scoring at the moment. He said this week he's still learning the game. It's still coming to him, not only physically but mentally preparing himself to be up for these big parts of the season, week in, week out. He praised Jerome Hughes for making his job on this right edge so much easier. The fans, they love him. They're calling him Brick, and he's certainly humbled by it.
He really hasn't played a lot of rugby league by most measures, and here he is now, 16 tries in his 22nd game for the Melbourne Storm in 2023, and from what we've seen over the past month or more, he's a very fast learner. Back of a hat-trick last week against the Dragons. He gets things going for Melbourne today. There's a real buzz in this stadium with Ryan Papenhuyzen ready to come off the bench at some point as Kamikamitha play it here for Garlick. Now for Solomona, tips it on for Katoa. And on 4 plays, they're almost back at the halfway line. Tepai Moiroa in the headgear. Some game time at the back end of the season. As run towards the finals. Meany here, good meters for Melbourne. Off the back of the try by Warbrick, and it's Hughes supplying the kick once again. Goes down towards Jojo Fafita, makes a catch. And we'll bring it here and play it about 15 out from the Titans line. See if they can just stay composed, the Titans. Let's get a couple of sets in. They work it out for their kick, which they've done successfully, but they paid a price for giving away the penalty, which led to Melbourne having that field possession for Hughes to put in the kick for Warbrick. Fafita again with the carry as comes down here to Jolliffe, who brings it back 10 short of the halfway line, and Randall waiting at dummy half. Goes to Fa'asuamala Aoi towards the speedster. African Pereira's wing. Now Foran putting it high in the air down towards Meany, who makes the catch at his own 20. Munster is back there. Real feature of his play, Cameron Munster gets back very quickly to be an option on the launch or a counter-attack on a kick return from deep inside their own territory. Foran in an awkward position there. A real bump from Xavier Coates, but he's back on his feet, the veteran. Now Munster. It's a little dusty, but been there before plenty of times. Has Kieran Foran as Welch brings it back towards the halfway line. Garlick waits. They're very flat through the middle. Asapa Solomona goes out the back now. Hughes putting a step on for Fafita. He did well there to hang with him. Munster, it is, puts the kick in this time. Down towards Jojo Fafita, who makes the catch. AJ Brimson back there with him. Good chase from Melbourne, as you'd expect. And they stop the fullback inside the 10.
A little bit slow to get behind the ball now. It's only early in the game. The Titans there, a couple of their outside backs have got to come in and roll their sleeves up now. It's been pretty competitive. Only the 1 try so far from a kick from Hughes. And they've done well, the Titans, so far. I thought they might have given up the ghost here, knowing that they can't make the semi-finals, but it's been a good start from them.
It's Tino Fa'asuamaleaui trying to emphasise your point blocker, but well picked off there by Kamikamitha, and also Torres. Kick comes from Weaver under pressure as he was, but he got plenty of boot on it. Now Meany, here's a real shift. They go from sideline to Coates, who runs towards Shop and also for Feeder. And they take him down just inside the Melbourne 40. They're going to play some football here this afternoon by the looks of things.
That's the combination of the halves, Munster and Hughes, always getting behind the ball quicker than the opposition, and the ability to get into shape, and that's Melbourne Storm's strength.
So at the back of that spread, here they are in pretty good field position. As Munster finds Hughes. And another kick for Warbrick, this time on the ground. He's there again. Comes to Brimson. Back on the inside. Seve is taken down, but he's inside the Titans 10. Hughes going to the kick time and time again. Katoa through Garlic. Comes to Munster. Now Meany. Tonomapia is there. Swung to ground over the hip of Varron Shop, and it will be a penalty.
Yeah, just going back to Hughes, got great vision, hasn't he? If you try and rush him, he'll kick in and behind you. That's what he's done so far early in the game. Try and rush up, he'll kick in behind. There's a perfect example of it. Beautiful bounce. That was a great tackle from Brinsman. Here's the penalty. Shop, the hip throw over the top. That's a penalty. I reckon the Storm might keep the pressure on here.
Yeah, they've been attacking to their right-hand side through Jerome Hughes and Warbrick, but the right side defence of the Titans has been poor most of the year, so I look for Munster having a crack this set.
Very deep on this right-hand side, but they go back to the left where Asifa Solomona just lays the line to the left edge of the upright. Garlic comes flat now. Christian Wells, crash ball from close range. Underneath him, the Titans have been able to stop him. It's Isaac Liu who saves the try with some help from Tino Fa'asuamaleaui.
Yeah, I love that play close to the line too. The face pass, numbers at the line, try and get one-on-one. They did enormously well there to hold him up.
Now Munster, short ball once again, a little juggle there from Tonomapia. Good effort by Thomas Weaver. And just game number 2, the 20-year-old makes an important stop there and forces a mistake.
What about his introduction to his NRL career, Thomas Weaver? Last week debuted against Nathan Cleary. Game number 2 at Melbourne Storm up against Hughes and Munster. Kid held his gloves up last week. He tried. He did a decent king game, set up 1 try assist. He's made a good tackle there on Tonomapia.
If you're going to play in the NRL, you've got to be able to defend your position, and he's shown right there. He's been able to do that. The former Cungeon Hornet. As the Titans off the back of the scrum win, Randall comes out here to Kelly. He had Tom Pereira there with him. A bit of width from inside their 20 to work it away, and they get a penalty. Brian Kelly pleading with the sideline official, who said, yep, that'll do you for a penalty.
And Jim Lenahan said last week before the Panthers game that they wanted to play risk versus reward, come up with a couple of tricks, and they showed that last week against Penrith. Early kicks and then one of the tries there for Feeder down the short side play. So I expect that again this afternoon here against the Melbourne Storm.
Titans, 2 wins, 7 losses under the coaching of Jim Lenahan, who took over from Justin Holbrook, who was 6-7. And he was relieved of duties mid-season. Now Liu, that pass looked to be forward out of the hands. No call. Fa'asuamaleaui will play it just outside the Melbourne 20. Best attacking chance for the Titans so far. Weaver doing some weaving, stepping off both feet there and threatening to go beyond Munster. Fa'asuamaleaui finds Liu. Foran's out the back. Jolliffe was the first option. One-on-one with Katoa, who stopped him well. Randall jumps out from dummy half, not tackled, went to go again, and plants it down to score for the Gold Coast.
Yeah, showed plenty of determination. We know what a solid defender he is through the middle of the ruck, Randall. And this time, out of dummy half, spins out of the tackle. The troops arrived a little bit too late there defensively for the Storm. And Randall slams it down. That's a good recovery there from the Titans after having no field position early in this game. They've got down the end. Liu with a beautiful flat pass. Great tackle there from Katoa, but out of dummy half. Marine left on the ground there. He's able to get up and play on there. If you have a look at that, Walsh, just let him go. One-on-one, you're allowed to get on your feet and score. That's great play there from Randall. Good hit back from the Titans.
Yeah, the key lead up to that was a quick play of the ball. A short pass from Isaac Liu to Jolliffe just disconnected the Melbourne Storm defence. And the play the ball speed didn't allow the Melbourne Storm to get into sequence. And Randall just took his opportunity and dived over.
Try has been confirmed by the bunker. You saw Christian Welsh certainly on top of Chris Randall while he was carrying the ball. The arm carrying the ball was on the ground, but he wasn't held by any stretch. Never had a grip on him as such, and Randall allowed to get back to his feet. Heads up play to dive in and level things up here with a kick. With Aaron Schopp doing the kicking from close range, the Titans will take a lead here after 15 minutes in Melbourne.
6 from 6 to start this game. The Titans in the first opportunity come up with points. So if they can really shut down Jerome Hughes, who looks to be in good form and good touch, might be a chance of Titans.
Trying to play the spoilers here today. Covered well after Jerome Hughes supplied the first points of the game for a Will Warbrick. Schopp's conversion is good, and the Titans lead the Storm 6 points to 4. Terrific effort again as Liu to set it up there with Jolliffe in a one-on-one tackle. It always meant it was going to be a quick play the ball, and Randall just playing what he saw in front of him. Didn't go with a predetermined idea to go to Kieran Foran, who no doubt was screaming for the ball. Randall dives in. Great effort.
Yeah, coach likes it too, because Isaac Liu, great ball playing, dived in the line, little short pass, and that forced a quick play the ball left to the try.
So Munster gets us back underway here. Catch made by Kelly, who hands it off, and Jolliffe it is. It was a big part of setting up that try. We'll play it here just outside the Gold Coast 10. Now Liu spread through Weaver. Comes across here where they're taken down. This pass there. Tackle with Cameron Munster's left him on the ground as well. And he's back on his feet now. Still has that bandage around the injury to his knee, the cut knee he's had for the best part of a month or more now. Fafita will play it here, and 6 again for the Gold Coast. A bit of a momentum shift in this game early on.
Yeah, they've been good through the middle so far. You can put it down to Jolliffe. Been outstanding so far, making plenty of metres through the middle. That allows Big Tino to get on an edge. One pass runner, playing it lock forward here this afternoon.
Sumana Awi for the moment as Schopp works it forward. Here is Tonamapia underneath. On the sideline, just outside the 30, midway through the set, and Weaver comes back to Fasua Malaawi once again, just putting his hand up time after time. There's a kick coming forward for the moment, finding Brimson. Here is Kelly. Second last play. They won't get to the last because Kelly is taken into touch. Good defence by Melbourne. They kept Kelly on his feet and frog-marched him almost into row 1.
Well, I think they needed someone to straighten the attack up there. A little bit cross-field running. Able just to pick up the runner there, and just that's exactly what happens. Someone needed to cut back underneath or straighten up. And that's good defence from Melbourne.
Still, at the end of their set there, despite wanting to touch as Kelly one tackle short, their hands have been good. And Melbourne under pressure once again there. Liero here. They play it just beyond Melbourne's 20 as Tonamapia comes in. For the moment, has that left centre role. Justin Olam remains playing for the Sunshine Coast Falcons. It is remarkable now, something like 5 or 6 games in a row that Olam has been on the Sunshine Coast looking for a spot. The victims, of course, of a poor effort against Newcastle. Melbourne went down. That really seemed to spark something in the Melbourne Storm. They've lost only once from that point on to the Penrith Panthers. Brimson brings it forward here. They will play it just inside his own 30s. Shot comes in for a carry. Jolliffe and company still working their way back onside, not quite midway through this half. And the Gold Coast Titans, they found some starch here today. Good job of limiting the metres for the most part after some early worries against the Melbourne Storm. The early point scored by Warbrick. Here's Brimson. For a moment I thought he was about to lose the football, but he hangs on to it, maybe only just. On play 4, he plays it for Shop. Comes to Weaver. Inside for Jolliffe. See what the option is as far as the kick. Forward doing the conducting, pulling left and right. It goes to Weaver though on the short side, who lofts it in the air. Meaney underneath it. Really troubled there to make a catch. No contest. Jojo Fafita nor Cleese Haas. And he'll play it inside his own 20.
Yeah, just as it looks like the Storm should be bringing on Harry Grant shortly as they make a break here, was.
So they down the sideline, had Hughes back on the inside. He went past Brimson, couldn't get it away. Great effort there by Foran and also Fa'asuamaleaui. But now there's a shift on. Warbrick looked to his left. He'll play it just outside the 20. Garlick finds Meaney. Titans have scrambled well off Fa'asuamaleaui. He rocked Munster there, but Munster still gets the ball away. Asifa Solomona for Welsh. Hughes thinking about a kick again, taking them on instead. Another big tackle by Foran, and he's forced a mistake.
Well, great lead-up work from Marion Seve. I think it was a big left fend. Khan Pereira got to the backfield, but then a couple of big defensive plays from the Titans. Tino Fa'asuamaleaui on Munster and David Feeder on Hughes.
The on-foot ruling is a knock on Melbourne. They believe there was a hand to knock it out. On-foot ruling's knock on Melbourne.
They seem pretty confident here. The ball was knocked out by a Titan. It's a good call.
With more than 2 players in the tackle, David Fafita slaps at the ball to knock it out. The challenge is successful.
Jerome Hughes was adamant. He didn't lose the ball, his own volition, and they get the penalty off the back of.
He's got a lot of time and space, Jerome Hughes, because he looked to kick, as you called it, Warren. Realised the big right foot step was on, so he looks in really good touch here early on.
Points have flown off the back of penalties for both teams so far. Garlick with the tap. It's Melbourne inside the 10 through Asifa Solomona. Fa'asuamaleaui, what a game he's had already. We've only had 20 minutes. His defensive work in that scramble to stop Melbourne scoring there was unbelievable. He's there again, helping to make the tackle here with some company on Jerome Hughes. Melbourne lost their way. Now Asifa Solomona standing, threatening to fall in and score. The skyscraper he is. Garlick coming back for Munster. Meaney goes wide. Coates unmarked. They've got them on the edge. Xavier Coates scores. It's all the wingers for Melbourne here so far.
Oh, what about the catch and pass there from Meaney? Geez, improved as a player. I know Papenhuyzen's coming back in and where he's going to play, but Meaney with the try assist there. Because Sofa play the ball under the post. They spread straight away. Winger caught in field there for the Titans. That was a beautiful vision. The cut-out pass. Coates, gee, I like what Melbourne are doing here. Would have been easy for them to take the conversion and take the 2 points right in front. They didn't do it. They've shown their hand. They want to attack. They want to score. And they know they can score. And Coates goes in.
Yeah, it's way too easy for the left edge of the Melbourne Storm because the right edge defensively for the Titans is the worst right edge in the competition. That's their 44th try they've conceded this year, and just way too tight. Allowed Melbourne Storm to have big long passes, and Xavier Coates gets on the outside untouched. So Manahan, while he's scored a try early on with a couple of risky plays and some good footy lead into it, the Melbourne Storm look like they're in good touch.
Bunker there just checking the lead runners, gave them the green light. That's all okay. And no surprise that the wingers have scored 30 between them. Check there with Chris Butler. Tino Fa'asuamaleaui, boy, he's worked himself to a standstill, both carrying the ball and making tackles. The Titans captain, and Signed him for 10 years. I'd have signed him for 15 or 20.
I'd have given him what he wanted. To stay up there with the Titans.
I think they did.
I think they did.
Here is Meaney. Try and make it a 4-point lead once again for Melbourne. The first try of the game back in the 5th minute when Warbrick scored. And Meaney strike this one. A bit of hook on this one. He splits the uprights. And they're back in front by 4. Melbourne 10 lead the Titans 6.
And that's the 5th straight game against the Titans where Xavier Coates has found the try line. That's his 21st try as well here at AAMI Park. In terms of the man that produced the try for him, Nick Meaney, he admitted this week that Craig Bellamy has had the discussion with him that he may have to very well make way for Ryan Papenhuyzen at some stage as he makes his return today. But for now, he wants to play his best footy and feature wherever needed for this side.
What might be his role ongoing? We'll find out beyond the second half today when Ryan Papenhuyzen makes his appearance. Exactly what Craig Bellamy is thinking first up. Asava Solomona. Something to stop on the restart here. Harry Grant with the interchange card in hand has waited 23 minutes or thereabouts to get a chance as Kamikamitha ends up here towards Haas and also Randall. Oiero now. On that left-hand side of the field. 3, they've got back to almost the 40-metre line. Carries from Melbourne. Tomatia following suit. Picked off by Tino as Welsh takes it to the line. Had support there through Asava Solomona, but they're back in Titans territory. It's Hughes kicking again, and he puts it up to put Khan Pereira and also Brimson under pressure. There was almost a mix-up. The winger and the fullback looked at each other in the end. Brimson said, "I've got to go." He was good to his word. He got there, but under some pressure as well from Marion Seve, and now coming out quickly. Kamikamitha with a rattling shot on Lofi Khan Pereira. Christian Welsh unhappy that they were pinged for being up inside the 10 there. Just jumped the gun a little bit. They were keen off the back of what Kamikamitha did on the previous tackle.
What Nelson's been doing with the ball and carries. You know, you see Tino's putting everything into it, and then the Melbourne Storm forwards are returning serve. So this is physical through the middle third, but the edge attack of Melbourne Storm looks like to be the difference at the moment.
Both of Melbourne's tries have come off penalties. Likewise for the Titans with try by Chris Randall. Here they are, the penalty set once again. Trying to do what they did back in round 3. The Titans beat Melbourne 38 points to 34. A remarkable game as Foran has Fafita, pops it out the back, trouble here. Warbrick had a chance, but knocked it on in trying to pick it up and go the rest of the way. Instead, it's the Titans who have it. Brimson gets up limping, and Kelly brings it midfield for the Gold Coast. Offloads as well. Here's Jolliffe, comes to Weaver, said restart as well. A lot of possession here for the Gold Coast. 25 out and another penalty.
Now let's have a look at their mindset now. The Titans behind on the scoreboard at the moment. I reckon they'll keep the pressure on here. Gee, it's been challenging through the middle. It's been nice and juicy so far. Some big men going at it.
No surprise, it is Far Suamala Awi who will take the carry. There by the bookends for the Melbourne Storm. Randall comes to Weaver. Early ball for shot, gets away from Tonomapia, but Oiero is there helping Munster make the tackle. Still 10 metres out. Tackles to play with. Weaver. Now Liu, no looker for Foran, pops it out the back. Brimson, quick hands. Kelly a chance, gets into the in goal. He thinks he got it down. The referee agrees with him.
Gee, it's been a contest, hasn't it? The second time they've been down here, the Titans. It's been a great fight through the middle, hasn't it? And I think Kelly thinks he scored this try, showed great strength. A little bit of a worry for the right-hand defence here of the Melbourne Storm. They got done for numbers here. Beautiful pass from Foran. You see him come in and make the extra man again. Brimson just adds that little bit of speed on the back end of some passing there. Oh, yeah, he got the ball down. That's brilliant. Well done.
That's been the key to the Titans' 2 tries, is wide field positions and Isaac Liu doing some ball playing through the middle third, opened up some space for Kieran Foran and Brimson. And with the Melbourne Storm retreating on their own try line, Kelly just powered himself over. So while the Melbourne Storm have been good with attack, defensively, they haven't been able to stop the Titans twice now. And that's the thing that let themselves down against the Dragons at different stages last week.
Off the back of 5 straight penalties, a couple of rather sets of 6, a couple of penalties and a set restart in there as well. Into all that pressure. And now Aaron Schopp from out wide trying to put the Titans back in front for the second time in this first half. Throwing plenty at Melbourne here this afternoon. It's a big game for the team who came into this on 4th on the ladder. The kick from Schopp misses the left-hand side. It stays at 10 points, all 13 out from half-time.
Yeah, Brian Kelly becomes just the second Titan to score in 3 straight games against the Melbourne Storm. David Mead did it back in 2011 to 2014, but the Storm came in knowing that the Titans love to throw the ball around. They did it against them earlier in the year and came up with that incredible drought-breaking come-from-behind 38-34 win.
And Harry Grant is on deck as we speak. Lara, thank you for that. Here's a straight swap with Bronson Garlick going back to the bench of the Storm. We'll see what Harry Grant's injection means here for Melbourne. Their attack has looked pretty good so far. As their defence, which Craig Bellamy will have issues with as Jolliffe brings it out here. Solomona comes to the bench as well. In fact, Bronson Garlick has stayed on the field. And it's Solomona who has gone to the bench, in fact.
Yeah, I think the big thing from the Titans here this afternoon, they completed 13 from 14 straight away, so kept themselves right in the game. It's been a real battle, as we mentioned, through the middle, but their ball control has been excellent.
With Harry Grant straight into the action defensively. The Giants' legs. Who's leaning now, also out there, a switch. Both coaches going to their backup hookers as the Titans work it down a very narrow short side there. They've got one more play here. Weaver in game number 2 under huge pressure on a play from the sideline. Less than ideal for the right-footed kicker, and then almost a mix-up between Hughes and Meaney. Seve has Warbrick wrapping to the outside, but takes the tackle.
And I wondered Thomas Weaver got that ball away because he was under immense pressure. If he had held on that ball much longer, he was going to end up on the seat of his pants. So he got it away, and hence the Melbourne Storm a positive field position now.
I prefer if they didn't work it right to the edge of the field on the last play next time around, as Liero runs towards Weaver, right there around the legs again. Munster gets the offload, though, dancing back through the middle as he does so well. Now Katoa, Hughes under pressure finds Sevi. It's Warbrick back on the inside. He'll play it just outside the Gold Coast 30. Enterprise from Melbourne again to this right edge. Hughes showing it. Finds Munster, who kicks for Coates. In behind for Feeder. He wins the race, only just Jojo. It was an absolute photo finish. He got his hands on the ball just before Coates snatched it from him.
We've seen it right, we've seen it left for the Melbourne Storm. That is a terrific effort from Jojo for Feeder. Try-saving play from the winger because he was under immense pressure. Great kick from Munster. Xavier Coates has done this a number of times this year, but Feeder did a terrific effort to save a try.
Now the ball has come free from AJ Brimson. Melbourne won their challenge, and now the Gold Coast will roll the dice and see if they get a result.
Yeah, I think Brimson's saying the ball was stripped out of his hands. It was only early in the tackle count too.
Listening to see what the bunker says about this. Harry Grant was thereabouts.
Right hands on the ball, Harry Grant.
So looking at the hand of Harry Grant, he breaks the ball out
right,
with more than one player in the tackle. The challenge is successful.
Tell you what, he nearly got away with it. Just a little bit of a rake at the football there. Good call from Brimson.
Both teams are on today. Their challenges have been good. Their attack has been sharp. Plenty of action, as you would have expected them through half an hour. It's 2 tries apiece and 10 all here First of 3 games on Super Saturday. The Roosters and the Tigers beyond this one. A massive game, quite obviously, for the Roosters. They have to win and keep winning and set up that blockbuster next week against the Rabbitohs potentially. And following that, the Raiders and the Broncos. Oh, forward pass there from Weaver.
You know, that's a little bit of inexperience there, having the big dog on his outside. You want to get him the ball as early as you can. I should have went out the back there, but just a little bit of inexperience.
And the line speed of Harry Grant too, racing up off the defensive line, just forcing Weaver into a pass that he didn't want to do, and hence the error. But in terms of this game, it's a bit back and forth, and discipline has been poor from both teams. 7 penalties, and that's the issue. Most of the points are coming off the back of penalties, so whichever team can get their discipline in order might be able to keep the ball in play for longer periods of time.
So Hughes with the scrum feed and Grant off the back. Fine Munster. Meany was sweeping out the back end behind Tonamapia. 5/8 will hang on to it. They'll begin here at the halfway line. Grant in the middle where Garlick saw Foran come up quickly. And a few times already today. Kieran Foran or Bronson Garlick. Is he going to challenge now?
I don't think he will. I wouldn't. It's a bad play the ball.
He's looking for supports. He is going to get some. They'll challenge again.
He's got the foot on the ball.
On-foot ruling is a knock-on for Melbourne in the ruck. Yep.
See what happens here as David Fifita clears.
David Fifita climbs over the top of the ball carrier and knocks the ball out with his foot, causing ruck interference. The challenge is successful.
Boy, this is a rare day. Challenges are 3 for 3. What's happening?
I'm not like Arthur Fonzarelli. I can say I was wrong.
David Fifita, I don't know that he can say he was wrong. He was mystified there, saying, what did I do wrong? Well, you came back through the play the ball to begin with, and then your foot actually hit the ball.
This has been the story of the game so far. 10 all, multiple penalties, and every time the opposition gets a penalty and gets some good attacking possession, they're coming up with points. So Melbourne Storm will be looking to go left on this set and come up with points again.
That has been the trend as Hughes comes to the middle where Moiroa here will play it just outside the Titans 20. Grant comes across to Hughes. Huth is there and he'll work it down within range. Inside the 10, Grant with a deep right-hand side set for Hughes and company. Here is the halfback going to Eli Katoa. Bounces off David Fifita's tackle. Tino's there to help out. They're under huge pressure. Leaning in the end. Had Brimson come up to stop Katoa diving in. It's Grant for Munster. The arrow here. Hit by Aaron Shop, still going, and a set restart for the Titans being offside. Quick play the ball, Grant goes, it'll be a penalty once more.
Is that the shot for Tino? Yeah, taking out the support when Harry Grant was going to go close. It's been everything for Tino. He's standing strong up against his old team. Just rattles the cage. The support runner there for Harry Grant gives away the penalty.
That's all it is. Let's go.
With eyes locked on Eisenhuth. Drilled him, didn't he? Chance to take the lead, should they want, with the kick for goal. They're pointing towards the uprights. Meany has the ball. Seems to be some discussion, but you'd think in this situation with what's on the line, trying to firm up their position in the top 4, they'll take the 2.
I'm a little bit surprised they're taking the 2 there. They're on the rack there. A couple of restarts. We had the football there. Another opportunity to attack the line. But anyway, it's a tight game. Take the 2 on offer.
It's quite a discussion there. It was like the old days, Coops, when you guys had about 5 captains at one stage. Early doors for Craig Bellamy.
There was only ever one captain Melbourne Storm.
Only one skipper, mate.
Eventually. He stood out eventually, but second year, I'm pretty sure Craig Bellamy had a rotation of 5 captains.
And I dare say that
and you handled it really well too, Coops. Well done.
I dare say that come from Bellamy too, because it's been a little bit helter-skelter this first 20-odd minutes, so.
Now Meany. Going to bend this one back. He sneaks it inside the right-hand upright, and Melbourne have the lead. 12 points to 10 here, 5 out from half-time. We've got a good one right here to kick things off on Super Saturday. And again, as we've said, points coming off the back of penalties.
Yeah, just coming back to Craig Bellamy's message down to take the 2 potentially, because being back and forth, and yes, Melbourne Storm want to be dominant, but it's more of a mental decision to say, let's focus on the small things and let's get back into playing the Melbourne Storm style. So the 2 points is probably more a decision around winning this game as opposed to being confident or overconfident.
Just see Randall just come out of that tackle there, try to hit one of the Melbourne Storm forwards front on. He's holding the shoulder at the moment. Left shoulder by the look of it.
Cruz off the ball! Square! Wait, Tino, wait!
Affairs. Remaining minutes here before the break. Liero trying to run over the top there of Thomas Weaver again down low. He's been terrific with those legs tackles, the rookie halfback. Munster showing it, goes his way, in behind everybody. Gives it to Coates, but chalk it up to Cameron Munster. The new dad once again, selling dummies like he was down there at Babies R Us.
Selling a lot of dummies. Outstanding play from Munster. We've seen Hughes light it up, but have a look at this. The combination of Harry Grant and Cameron Munster over the advantage line, fast, throws a dummy inside, throws multiple dummies outside. All the Titans defenders took it, and this is brilliant combination work between a half and his number 9. Multiple plays. Haas takes a huge show and go. Munster gets through the backfield and sets up Xavier Coates for his second.
Yeah, no, all the talk will be about Munster there, throwing the dummy and then going straight through. But Harry Grant, just watch the way he comes up the short side and holds the defender up. The pass is perfectly timed. Munster does the rest. Show and go. He's that hard to defend against. You don't know what he's going to do. Coates takes the spoils. Great time to score 2 for the Melbourne Storm.
We spoke about Weaver going all in on Trent Liero, and that was part of the quick play the ball. Liero just got into the young halfback, got the quick play the ball. The Titans weren't able to set 3 defenders, so the Melbourne Storm saw it. Munster took it.
I've seen him do it so many times over the course of his career. Playing game number 192 today, Cameron Munster. Meany again. Gets it over the black dots, and it's a handy lead now from Melbourne. 3 out from half-time, and they've broken it open here at 18 points to 10. Grant jumps out of dummy half, commits the marker. You saw Haas there, his attention all locked. Young Tonomapia, and then Coates. And there's a freeway down the sideline for the big winger.
Yeah, great vision that one, because it just showed that Weaver was laying on the deck. And Munster was just selling candy everywhere, and the Titans players fell for it.
A real Cam Munster special. Has been. Melbourne scoring, and the Titans head back and see if they can. In the minutes remaining here, but they might need to force a mistake at this end of the field. We'll see if they can muscle up defensively. Well, they won't, because Brian Kelly going on with a job too long there. Holds down Hughes, and here comes Melbourne. Survey down the right edge, and already they're back at the halfway line. Trying to go back-to-back to finish off this first half. Katoa will play it for Grant. He's got Hughes at first receiver. Bypasses the forwards, goes to Munster. Meany, Papenhuyzen. Here's Coates again, setting sail for the sideline and the try line, and taken over the former by Brimson.
Yeah, talk about putting your body on the line. What a tackle there from Brimson. He's still down on his haunches. He had to make that tackle. He's starting to carve him up now. Melbourne Storm showing some good open football here. Look how slick they are as they go wide again. Backpedaling the Titans. And look at this for a tackle. Well done there by Brimson.
Yeah, with nothing to play for the Titans and AJ Brimson. Have a look at that shot. Xavier Coates, much bigger body. AJ Brimson took the handbrake off and hit him with everything. Great play from the fullback.
You see Brimson out the back there, still catching his breath. He's had rib issues in recent times, and he clutched at them again off the back of that contact. You see him there feeling those ribs in the backfield. They are still not 100% quite obviously, and he might have just freshened up that injury.
I won't be having catching my breath and resting the body after a big contact like that on Xavier Coates as well.
He's a huge human. Boy, he can run.
Tom, off that arm!
Just inside 90 seconds remaining here for the Gold Coast. Leeming, who's headed back to the UK at the end of this season. He'll link up with the Wigan Warriors, signing a 4-year deal to return to the Super League. Goes to new halfback on that right-hand side. Weaver's kick comes down here to Meany. Chance for a full set here for Melbourne. They've been keen to spread the ball from inside their own territory, and they won't die wondering here with half-time barely seconds away. Here they go, in fact, on the very next play. It's a chance for Katoa. Kant Pereira came in and put a bump on the back row, and a good thing he did. Otherwise, there were huge meters coming up for Melbourne. Onomapia here. Just inside the 40. Grant waiting a dummy half there, queuing up. Warbrick coming midfield. As big as a forward. They'll play it there at the halfway line for Grant to go again from dummy half, trying to catch out the markers. Boy, they only just stopped him. Foran did well eventually. Hughes hooks it back. Munster pouring through. Brimson gets the bounce and says, I want nothing to do with that.
What about that combination? Harry Grant, the run, almost gets to the backfield, and that just puts in Jerome Hughes to the banana kick back inside for his 5'8" to chase through, and Munster just has a little word to his State of Origin teammate there, Brimson.
What a half they've put on, both Cameron Munster and Jerome Hughes. Munster just flexing the knee there. He's okay. One of the real stars of the first half. Coates, he's grabbed a double in the first 40. And at the break, they're in command here in Melbourne. Jerome Hughes has been tremendous, though, right from the opening exchanges. He was asking questions of the Gold Coast Titans, putting in kicks. And at the break, it is 18 points to 10. The Melbourne Storm as the Gold Coast wait to get us back underway. Aaron Shop supplies the restart, and it goes down to be taken there by Nick Meany, still out there in the fullback role. Ryan Papenhuyzen just itching to come off the bench here today. Grant, step by Moiroa. 20 short here of the halfway line. 3-man tackle with Weaver in there as well. So courageous again today around the legs, the rookie. Just his second game in the NRL. Avoid some shoulder surgery, ruling him out for the rest of the season. Kieran Foran returning today for the Gold Coast. As Melbourne work it back through Garlick to the halfway line. Meany, as is the pattern for most teams, the fullback takes the play before the kick. And Hughes down the short side puts it in the air. Coming forward, Brimson, who took a real knock for his trouble in making a try-saving tackle just before half-time. His ribs have been worked over. Missed a week not that long ago. He's back the last couple of weeks, but see how he fares here to stay on the field in this second half. As Kant Pereira plays it, Kelly takes a carry. The Gold Coast here popping a ball from Kelly back to Brimson. Runs straight towards Harry Grant. They pick up a bonus 10 metres. Good effort from Kelly. Weaver, cutout ball. Comes across to Aaron Shop. Handed up there by young Onomapia. They play it just outside the 40, as shown there by Cleese Haas. Scored a slashing try early last week against the Panthers. Weaver's kick to put Meany under pressure here coming through. Jojo Fafita will wrap him up, and Melbourne will have it at their own 10. There's a problem for Harry Grant.
Yeah, big collision with Cleese Haas taking that hit up. Harry Grant just got caught awkwardly underneath, so he's in the hands of the trainer at the moment. Just gets squashed on the way through.
Very awkward looking tackle there. Make a left shoulder tackle, but didn't quite time it as he would like. It a host of bodies coming together, and see how he fares. He's still holding that left arm a bit gingerly by his side as he pushes up here in support to get back to his dummy half duty. So Eisenhuth plays it, comes back for Hughes from inside the 40, And that doesn't look good for Harry Grant, given what we just saw in the background there. As the kick came in, Khan Pereira, he brings it back, but he is really struggling, Harry Grant.
It looks like he's going to try and play it out here. A little bit ginger, as you mentioned. Might have been a little bit of a stinger in the shoulder. He's staying out there, just trying to tough it out.
Just a juggle there from Aaron Schopp. He's not quite one-armed at the moment, but you see him there lining up to use the right shoulder. That was a very awkward-looking preparation for a tackle there from Harry Grant. Now Randall charging hard. Back row roll. Cruz leaning in there at dummy half for the Gold Coast Titans. Comes to Foran, who puts it in the air, goes down towards Will Warbrick. He makes the catch, about 5 out from his own line, brings it back at speed at Leeming.
He's no good. He's no good, Harry Grant. I just watched the kick downfield there. Watch him in the back plate. He just stopped. Didn't get behind the ball there. I think he's in trouble.
It's a dummy half now. We'll go downstairs for a halftime report from Lara.
Yeah, just from the Gold Coast coach, Jim Lanahan, he just said they've got to stay in the fight. Just a few lapses in defence on their edges that got them in that first half. Have to go set for set with this Storm side. From Craig Bellamy, he was focused on ball control and discipline. Storm not giving me anything as to when Ryan Papenhuyzen is going to feature in this second half. He has been warming up on the sideline here. They say they don't have a plan. I don't believe that from Craig Bellamy.
Cooper Cronk knows better than anybody. There is always a plan when it comes to Craig Bellamy and the Melbourne Storm. Schopp comes in to make the catch. What was your gut feeling, Cooper?
Yeah, I'm going to give him another 10 minutes on the sideline before he comes in and plays in the middle third of the field. I think it's just a taste of back into NRL level and see if he got some glimpses of brilliance, because we saw when he arrived at the Melbourne Storm, he was a utility value and he came through the middle third, so I think he can play a role there this afternoon.
He's the sort of player you need to nurse back into action as far as a game situation is concerned, as the Titans go on the attack here. Foran off Khan Pereira. A try from Melbourne, give them a bit of a buffer. No doubt Ryan Papenhuyzen will be back in as soon as they could score, if they could score. For the moment, though, as the Titans deep on the attack. Weaver hit solidly there. Eisenhuth underneath and Munster over the top. There's Foran. The pressure from Munster. Gets the kick in time. Warbrick underneath it. No real pressure there from the Titans. And their defence was pretty abysmal. Foran gets a piece of him. Brimson wraps him up, and a big return from Warbrick as Melbourne on the front foot. Munster doesn't need the invitation to ask more questions.
When you're trying to beat one of the best teams in the competition, every moment counts, and the Titans had a decent set-up until that point, but their kick chase has let themselves down big time. Warbrick gets through, and here come the Melbourne Storm again.
Munster there pleading with the referee, saying, surely I was hit by a high tackle from Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. The referee didn't think so. Said restart, though. Gives them another set of 6. So they're 25 metres out. Grant from dummy half. Comes through Garlick. Moiroa was flat, pops it out the back. There was nobody there, though. Well, Breeze Leeming was there, and the Titans end up with possession.
Gee, it'd be filthy on that pass there. Craig Bellamy, they were starting to get on a little bit of roll. It all started from Warbrick with the kick return. And look at him. He'd be off his head.
Yeah, and I don't have to be a literate to know who was the subject of his derision there.
If he was talking about discipline and completion rate to start the second half, well, Moiroa had turned over the ball, and then they compound that error by the discipline and giving away the penalty here.
Press red for Craig.
Good run.
It would be a massive seller, wouldn't it? For Fa'asuamaleaui, he'll play it here, 40 metres out. Now, Weaver comes to Foran. Fafita keeps it going. Across to another Fafita in Jojo. He slips over as Warbrick makes the tackle. Foran from dummy half. To the middle where they work it through. Randall keeps it going. Leeming goes to ground. Katoa saves the tackle. Brimson drops back. Munster gets up in Weaver's face. He puts a kick in out wide. Coates under pressure. He just takes it dead in no uncertain fashion.
Well, that was great play there from the Melbourne Storm. Just lucky to hang on. It was Beautiful tackle from Katoa there, just to stop the play, the short passing game through the middle third. Look at this tackle here, one-on-one. That saved a try. And they're not going to go away, the Titans.
Imagine Munster is thinking short with the left boot. He breaks the plane, a real contest. Brimson was there. Also a chance was Eli Katoa, and it is going to be AJ Brimson's ball, but only just. Katoa almost coming up with a big play off the short goal line dropout. Leeming here, who went so close a moment ago. Joe Stimson pushing up and putting it down. Second touch since coming off the bench. And it really burns a chance there for the Gold Coast.
Up until that point, that's been a strength, and probably the reason it's sort of worried the Melbourne Storm is the interchange of passing, the short passing game in the middle forwards to create space, but also the quick play the ball. So, yeah, poor error there from Stimson.
No change to our half-time scoreline. 9 minutes gone. Albrick taking a carry, met there by Bruce Leeming. Nelson Asaba-Solomona prowling the sideline. Still no sign of Ryan Papenhuyzen. Not going to tease us, are they all the way to the final 10 minutes here? Just give him just a minor taste. Surely not. As Grant links up with Munster on this left-hand side. They go close to taking him into touch. He'll do well to stay in the field of play. Tonamapia coming back to the middle, finds Harry Grant. Looking for Hughes. He's there. Meany was an option, so is Katoa. Garlick also. He fires it. That one goes forward as well. And you don't know what Craig Bellamy is saying once again now. Well, you don't have to worry about it because you know what he's saying.
Well, that was an impossible pass there. Didn't need to throw that pass. Just take the tackle. Get up and play the ball quickly.
Beautiful pass from Jerome Hughes, but Garlick just overplayed his hand big time then. You just saw Nelson Asaba-Solomona stalking the sideline. I think this is a good move from Craig Bellamy, get his big bopper out in the field, because once he starts creating havoc and skittling defenders, Harry Grant comes into the contest, and I think when this game opens up, that's when Papenhuyzen will be injected.
And he's itching for a return to action here for the moment. So Gold Coast will have the scrum feed with Kieran Foran just outside their 20. Keanu Keaney is out there now, and here he is taking a carry. It's Aaron Schott who has come from the field for the Gold Coast. AJ Brimson with his rib issues is okay to stay on the field. Here's Jojo Fafita. He'll play at about 15 on his own side of halfway.
Kenny's playing fullback and AJ Brimson's playing right centre, so there's a little bit of look to the future for the Gold Coast Titans.
There's Kelly, a good ball out the back, and it is Schott. Looks to be okay for the moment as far as injuries. Just a straight positional change, tactical change on the part of Jim Lenihan by the looks of things. Leeming waits a dummy half, and they get 6 more tackles. Foran takes them on, picked off there by Garlick, and also Moiroa. So to the right-hand side, Randall at first receiver finds Weaver. Here's a chance for Haas, back on the inside, great ball for Leeming, taken down by Nick Meany. Only 5 metres out. Tackles to play with here from Haas. It comes to Weaver, goes to Randall, Foran, and the inside for David Fafita, who's been well handled for the most part to this point. Oh, and Harry Grant, well, the left shoulder's no good, but the right one's okay. Cop that, Dave, he says. The 2 Maroons teammates coming together. Here's another one. Vasua Malaawi not held, or was he? Passed it off the ground, but gets the chance to play it. That's intriguing. Here's Foran. He grubbers. Kelly's the target. Meany's there. They'll wrap him up. They force another goal line dropout.
The only thing I can make of that is that the referee called held and he's given the benefit of the doubt, because it looked as though here's a shot from Harry Grant. Dave Fafita knows it's coming. Just grimaces on the face. Little man on big man. That's one for the little blokes. There was possession given back from a dubious call from the referee with Dino Farsumalawi passing the ball.
And then he had to double up there on Big Tino. So the two biggest men on the field, well, apart from bigger Sulphur, Harry Grant takes on.
Wants to go short again. Good catch here made by Khan Pereira. And they'll begin here just outside the 20. The only thing I say about Harry is I hope Dave Fafita doesn't return serve with new balls, because look out, Weaver. He comes to Brimson on the edge, a chance, a flick pass, and Fafita scores. What worked by the Gold Coast. They close the gap once again, and it was slick to this right edge for Jojo Fafita.
Their ability this afternoon to be a threat from wide field positions is outstanding. Offload there from Big Tino, and the shift here. Watch the speed and acceleration of AJ Brimson. Gets on the outside of young Tonmapia and throws a delightful flick pass to his winger to set up the try. But this is what we might be looking forward to in the future of the Titans, the fact that Kenny's come on, and AJ Brimson playing right centre.
I'll tell you what was great about the flick pass out the back there from Brimson, playing in the centres now. He got 3 defenders involved, uses the speed, gets the flick pass, and can put it down to the Melbourne Storm, not completing. A couple of errors up the other end of the field have invited the Titans right back into the game, and they're good enough to score.
It was great work to force the goal line dropouts they have at this end of the field to apply the pressure, and then off the back of it, Brimson's speed there really worrying young Tonmapia. And you saw Coates just had the jam in. He knew Tonmapia needed some help, and opened up that avenue for Fafita to go in pretty much untouched.
They had 2 errors in a row from the Melbourne Storm, allowed the Titans to be in this position. And I just love the acceleration that AJ Brimson showed on the width of the play. Beautiful flick pass for Fafita.
13th place Titans, with the new boy Thomas Weaver taking this attempt from out wide.
Beauty.
He's a goal kicker as well. Supplied a nice ball in the lead up to that try for Brimson. He converts it. It's 18-16. Team 4 only just on top at the moment against team number 13. The NRL and WNRL Grand Finals coming up from Uckle Stadium on the 1st of October. Go to nrl.com/tickets, and you might well see this man if you do grab one of those seats, because the Melbourne Storm pushing their claims to be a real contender here in 2023. One of the big reasons is it's almost like they've got a superstar as a new signing in the second last week of the minor premiership with Ryan Papenhuyzen. That's looking promising right there. The stretchy band out, doing the full warm-up after we saw him on the exercise bike.
Go back, no, to the
Dressing room at half-time.
Over.
And the reception he gets, it will be raucous from these Melbourne fans. Many of them wearing Papenhuyzen mullet wigs today.
I reckon we'll all be cheering. We want the superstars in the game. I reckon everyone in the NRL, apart from the Titans, I'd say.
Just getting the message there from Todd Lowry on the Storm coach's bench, so mustn't be too much longer. He's been out for a long time, but geez, that mullet, Warren, still looks very, very good.
He had to have it when he returned. Here he is today, Dave Fafita here, playing it eventually as Titans get in the short side. Nice work there from Kenny, putting 4 and away, wrapped up only just by Warbrick. He's really added something. Look at the speed from the rookie. Now Kelly taken down. The Gold Coast coming to get Melbourne. Last play from the 20. Keaney goes left, comes back right, kicks into space. Meaney under pressure again. He can't bring it back. They're killing them with these goal line dropouts.
We just saw some of the ability of young Keanu Kinney. 3 touches back-to-back sets. Kinney down the short side, back to the right side, interchange of pass, and then puts a beautiful kick in as the referee takes a tumble. Well done, young Kinney.
You know, the great thing about that, Cooper, is he wants the ball in his hands. Only a young player, a rookie, he wants the ball there, and he puts on a great play.
Showing here in game number 5 of his career what he brings to the Gold Coast Titans. Khan Pereira is there once again. They're 3 for 3 for cleaning up on the short dropouts from Cameron Munster. Solomona surely gives away a set restart there as far as Suamala-Aui crashes into the likes of Garlick and also Welsh. A try here to take the lead for the Titans. Weaver comes to Kinney, dies because he went in behind a support player. Cleese Haas ran the line for him. He surrenders in the tackle. It's Weaver finding Joe Stimson, and they take it down with 2 plays remaining in their set, 10 metres out. Shape on that left-hand side, which is where they go. Weaver links up with Foran. Crash ball. Kelly stopped there and a good tackle. And he's lost it. Big effort there, making the tackle. Was under huge pressure. It was Marion Sevek.
Well, I think he thought he was a little bit closer to the line than what he was. Kelly just tried to spin out of the tackle and reach out to put the ball on the line. But you're right, desperation. What a game we've got on our hands here.
Look good, the Titans. You know, on the right-hand side, the last try for Feeder, that side going left. Kelly looks sharp. Now, Kieran Foran with some really good touches the last couple of minutes. So, up and about the Titans.
So that stat, 67% of possession, favouring the Gold Coast Titans in Melbourne's half in this second half. And out the back, Jerome Hughes just flexing a knee. Teller problem there, just on the outside. He has an issue, and it's been a weekend for injuries for key playmakers, hasn't it, so far? Luke Metcalf for the hamstring yesterday for the Warriors. Of course, Jerome Luai on Thursday night for the Panthers. Watch again and see if we can pick up what happened to Jerome Hughes here. I think it was just knee-on-knee contact as Kelly hit the line.
The legs of Seve coming back around made contact with Jerome Hughes, just there.
A little bit of a high shot on Big
Friendly
Sofa.
fire.
Wins the penalty. The alarm bell's ringing when he gets on the field.
That's for Solomona in the hands of the trainers here. Joe Stimson was up. Made contact beyond the shoulders, said the referee. So Welsh has it here. We've got a fantastic 21 minutes remaining. Melbourne 18, the Gold Coast 16, and this is just game 1 of 3, and all 3 have implications for the top 8. It's Grant coming to Hughes. Munster now. Liero is there, taken down in a good legs tackle again by Weaver. He's been great defensively. Welsh runs here towards Jolliffe. Leeming is also there. Brimson grabs a leg and makes sure he hits the deck. Now Grant, Liero down this short side, wasn't much doing, and certainly had plenty of numbers there, the Gold Coast. Here's Melbourne along right-hand side. Grant, though, wants to keep pounding this short side, and Tonamapia takes a dip. That will be the changeover.
And that's the strength of Harry Grant. When all eyes go to Munster or Hughes on the long side, he's very crafty, the number 9, had multiple shots down this short left-hand side and almost set up young Tonamapia.
A couple of minor injury worries at the moment, Craig Bellamy. Harry Grant with that left arm and or shoulder. Jerome Hughes with the knee injury. They're both on deck for the moment. So try and protect and advance this 2-point lead. Here's some hands for Feeder, for Foran, for Khan Pereira, the speedster. Meany is there, speed on speed, and they take him to ground. 2 out-and-out flyers coming together. It's Foran. Now for Feeder, dumps it out the back again. Foran gives it to Kinney. Speaking of speed, Grant rounds him up, takes him to ground 10 metres out. The Titans applying the pressure. It's Kelly. Nothing doing there, but they have one more play. For Feeder from dummy half, goes to Foran, a juggle. It hit Munster. It's a knock-on. Melbourne have it anyway. What a raid by the Gold Coast, and here is the man himself. Ryan Papenhuyzen has the fans in raptures. Almost 14 months since he suffered that career-threatening patellar injury. Fractured in 10 places, no less. He returns today, and listen to this reception. Melbourne get a penalty as well. And we'll see what role he takes up initially.
He's just floating around in the middle part of the field having conversation with Jerome Hughes at Munster. But I suspect he's just going to float around, wait for the Nelson or Sofa Solomon to have a carry. And Papenhuyzen will use his speed to be involved in this contest. 405 days since his last NRL game.
Well, the great thing is he's got plenty of blokes to run off. There's some good ball players out there for the Melbourne Storm. Hughes, Munster, bigger Sofa. Just sniff around those guys.
It doesn't matter who you support. It is great to see one of the superstars of the game back in action. It's pushing up through the middle here in support as Munster shows it's looking to link up with Papenhuyzen. He'll take the tackle there as three of them eventually push him to ground just outside the 30. Tackles here as Papenhuyzen gets a touch. Step off the right, off the left. Grabbed by Fa'asua Mala'awi. Plays it quickly. Grant finds Hughes. Taking it to the line. Stopped by 4 and 1-on-1. Grant jumps out from dummy half. Welsh crashes in. He scores. He opens up the lead once again. Harry Grant sweating, praying on quick play the balls. And he sends Christian Welsh in for just his second try of the season.
Christian Welsh scores it, but after 4 and 5 days out of the NRL, Papenhuyzen had the quick play the ball with his first touch. Then Jerome Hughes went again, created another quick play the ball, and when you give back-to-back quick play the balls to Harry Grant, it is only a matter of time till he is starting to bring into this contest his ball playing and setting up a big front row back against the grain. Christian Welsh doesn't score too many, but that's 2 and 3 weeks for the front row.
Yeah, we'll just mention it had the quick play the balls. If you have a look at the replay, it was David Fafita was a little bit slow to get back in the line, and he just identified it straight away. Harry Grant, beautiful pass. Welsh scores a pearler.
The Titans went so close at the other end of the field. Melbourne come down, quick play the balls. Tackles up their sleeve from inside the 20. Harry Grant just does what he does so well. Brings players onto the ball at speed. And Welsh couldn't be contained. Meaning, take it beyond a converted try. The difference once again. At 18-10 at half-time. He converts. And with 15 minutes remaining, Melbourne have a nice buffer once again. And Ryan Papenhuyzen on deck, Lara Pitts.
They love that try for their skipper. 18,000 fans on their feet, but they're just so thrilled to have this man, Ryan Papenhuyzen, back. He didn't want any fuss. He didn't want any fanfare today. The club had to keep things very low-key, but there was a lot of energy and excitement in the build-up to kick-off. In the warm-up, the fans gave him a raucous applause, and again, when he kept warming up on the sideline, his very first involvement, crucial for that try. He's credited the club, all the support from his teammates, but also his parents, Neil and Rachel, who have flown in from Sydney today to be here. Goodness, that would have been a special moment for them.
He was full of praise for so many people building up to his return for this game today. Spoke to the Daily Telegraph's Brent Reid and spoke about what the Slaters, both Billy and Nicole, have meant to him, as he really had some dark times in the past 13 months off the back of the injury suffered last year in round 18. Spent a lot of time with the Slaters at their farm, and here he is carving up the turf at Amy Park once again, setting it alight. Grant from dummy half comes across through Hughes, and then Katoa to Marion Seve. Kelly under pressure, did well to stay with him. One more play. Hughes angles a kick back in behind them, coming across. Kenny, a little juggle there. They'll wrap him up, and Melbourne have done well off the back of points to have the Titans beginning this set inside their 10.
You can just see the energy there from the Melbourne Storm after they've got themselves that try, the first try of the second half. And also the inclusion of Papenhuyzen. They've all lifted, and they're hungry for more points now. The speed of the line here. Have the Titans got anything left?
Up their sleeves from their own 20. Just inside a quarter of an hour remaining, and Randall from dummy half finds Fa'asua Mala'awi. Jolliffe keeps it going. Foran, his return so involved today in his attack We set them going a number of times, and here he is again. Loose ball, cleaning up, takes it forward. Slightly awkward tackle there as well from Marion Seve. Foran, hands on hips. But, a bit fatigued at the moment, no doubt, is the veteran. Comes across to Coates. He'll bring it back and play it here, 25 short of the halfway line, 24-16. And Papenhuyzen heavily involved after coming off the bench in the 63rd minute. Now Warren. Not towards the halfway line. Munster out the back. Just setting them for Hughes, and here he is, finding Munster. And now a chance for Tonopia to link up with Xavier Coates. Coming across there, Jojo Fafita makes the tackle on him. Brimson also up in the front line, playing in the centres. Aaron Shop at the moment. Hughes standing, he finds Gatoa, looking for one more. Meany is there, Grant. Asoka Solomona was there. A long ball finds the hands, though, of Jojo Fafita.
He's had some good touches, Harry Grant, this afternoon, but the long pass was not on. It was a beautiful interchange of pass between that Jerome Hughes and Cartel combinations as Craig Bellamy loses it because Harry Grant turned over cheap possession.
Oh, screaming out for Papenhuyzen, wasn't it? Just flying through the middle there, stepping off a foot and scoring untouched. Grant couldn't find him. He went long, and now Kieran Foran, who was, if he was fatigued a moment ago, now he's got a bit of claret flowing as well. Just taking a carry. His own end of the field. He might have got a finger from Ryan Papenhuyzen, which might have just opened him up slightly. I don't know why Kieran Foran's in there taking a carry, but somebody needed to. The veteran said, give it to me. Done it before, I'll do it again, no doubt. So it's Isaac Liu who began the game. The omission being Mo Fodawaker from the starting front row for Jim Lenihan. Jamin Jolliffe is here. 5 into Melbourne territory. Last play goes to Kieran Foran. Gets the kick away as Meany waits underneath it. Gets away from Fafita, and Kelly is there. Papenhuyzen got himself back on side, ready for a chance, and comes to him. Trying to rip the ball away. Kelly thinks he's forced to knock on. The officials don't agree, though, and Hughes down the short side. And Marion Seve there with him, but the halfback takes the tackle. Melbourne going to get themselves back in an attacking situation. Try and make it very tough for the Titans if they are the next to score. Warbrick plays it. Asapa Solomona. Grant waits at dummy half. Jolliffe slow things down in the play of the ball, and as a result, it's a 6 again call from the referee. Papenhuyzen finds Asapa Solomona. So his Haas is there to stop him. Tino Fa'asuamaleaui has some cramp by the looks of things. Keen to get back out there. And now we've got an HIA situation. It's going to be for Kieran Foran. Well, he got a finger. No more than a finger from Ryan Papenhuyzen, and that's going to be enough to send him from the field, and that's game over.
Yeah, 11 minutes to go on the clock. Kieran Foran's not happy with the decision.
There it is again. The treatment of the trainer off the back of this.
So Papenhuyzen comes over the top. Little glancing blow, but this is the problem with players that are going to stay down. And one, they try and, act for the penalty, but then the bunker comes into play and you have to be removed from the field.
We've seen plenty of tackles like that in recent times which had been penalised.
Yep.
I know he was low and being tackled and wasn't far off the ground, but as far as the officials are concerned, they're not worried about that at all. If there was high contact, he thought there was going to be a penalty. He didn't get it, and now he goes off the field for an HIA. Ryan Papenhuyzen stays on the field. Here he is. It comes to Tonopia. Xavier Coates is stopped 10 metres out. That's a massive loss for the Gold Coast, quite obviously, not to have Foran available. Asapa Solomona straightens here. They lead by 8. And we've got 10 minutes remaining. Grant from dummy half. They come across to Hughes. Players in motion. Seve is one of them. Great tackle there by Brimson, who's gone across to the left edge. A kick from Grant. Pushing through. Eli Katoa wins the race. Harry Grant once again, this time with a kick, finds the space in behind the Titans, and it's a big lead now for Melbourne.
Well, if it's not his beautifully timed passes from dummy half and putting his men into open spaces, it's a grubber kick in and behind. They rushed Harry Grant here. From the next play, the ball. And Nelly went straight through. It was a great tackle there from Brimson. Watch the Titans rush him. The kick in behind. Easy try. What skill he has. What a great player. The Australian hooker.
What about the attacking threats that the Melbourne Storm have on the park at the moment? You've got Papenhuyzen, Munster, Hughes and Meaney, and then Harry Grant. The guy has set up the last 2 tries. The ability to short play, be craft around the ruck. And if it's not on the ball play, he puts it a delicate kick, because the Melbourne Storm did a great job. Moved the Titans all the way across that long side of the field, and then he came back with a neat little kick.
That eye injury in recent times, a very serious one as well. He was concerned that it might have been something he had to live with for the remainder of his life. Here he is scoring tries for Melbourne, really coming into his own. It was Staccato beginning to his first season with the Storm. Boy, he's found his stride though. And now Meaney, beside the uprights, adds 2 points, and it's a big lead now. 14 is the difference. It's 30 points to 16. Melbourne over the Gold Coast Titans, and that will be game over for Jerome Hughes. That knee will be a concern ongoing.
And we'll find out exactly what has occurred there for Jerome Hughes. But for Craig Bellamy and for the Storm, a crucial try there from Eli Katoa, his 5th try in his last 5 games. His growing confidence as at the right time of year for this Storm side. His captain, Christian Welsh, rapped him last week, saying his physicality and his intent is infectious. The way he's come in and obviously filled a huge void this season.
A couple of tap backs in the one motion there, Lara, from the Gold Coast Titans, and has given them possession. Still not quite 9 minutes remaining, so plenty of time on the clock if they could score in the next couple of sets.
Very interesting that Jerome Hughes doesn't sit on the bench, walks straight down the race back into the sheds with a little limp. Now we can only speculate, but if everything was okay, he'd probably just sit on the bench for the rest of the last 8.5 minutes, but he's gone inside to get some treatment.
Weekend it has been already in round 26 for injuries to key playmakers. Oh, here's a chance taken by the Gold Coast. Or they'll get lucky because the pass came backwards from Kelly, but it's been knocked on by Nelson Asifo-Solomona. Gold Coast will get the ball back, or will they, because Melbourne want to challenge.
Gee, I wonder if Papenhuyzen's touched that ball and Big Nelson's dive on it. If that's the case, he's offside.
Take a look and see what the bunker reveals here. Kelly popping it out the back. There's that speculation, surely, that
Ball is offloaded by Brian Kelly and then ricochets backwards off Ryan Papenhuyzen. Ryan Papenhuyzen's left arm then knocks the ball into his teammate who is in front of him, constituting a knock-on. The challenge is unsuccessful.
I'll tell you what, if they're any hope, they need Big Tino back out there. If you get him straight back out there, I know he's suffering a little bit of cramp, but 20 carries for 187 metres. They need the skipper back out there.
there he is on cue. Anthony LaFranchi with the headset on. Former Tiger, former Titan. Issuing the instructions. I don't know that Tino needs too many instructions. Just wind him up and watch him go. He doesn't need much winding up. He's permanently sprung, ready for action.
All right, let's go, guys.
Weaver here. A little sneaky play. They'll go with everybody on the open side, and here is Weaver. Brimson hands it off. Aaron Schopp is back on deck after the injury to Kieran Foran. Brimson playing at 5'8", Schopp back at right centre. Weaver comes here to the middle where Cleese Haas is held up by Asifo-Solomona, Kamikamitha and Welsh. Three biggest for Melbourne, all combining defensively. Liu, Jolliffe, Welsh is there again, throwing his body at Jolliffe. There's an attempted pass over the top. Pass will be wrapped up, still just outside the 10. Randall, long ball from dummy half, finds Weaver. Liu tipping it on, it goes to ground. Kelly cleans up, Papenhuyzen is there to wrap him up. With the help of Warbrick. Gold Coast still have two more plays though. Randall, come to Isaac Liu, 6 again for the Gold Coast. And still 7 minutes on the clock. They need to score 3 times. Randall, short side, Dave for feeder. Standing in the tackle there of Grant, Papenhuyzen and Katoa. He's so hard to handle. You need to get some bodies on him. They do eventually. Katoa hanging on just. Here's a juggle. Liu for Weaver, taking them on. Taken down there by Munster. Good effort one-on-one. Randall back to the middle. Finds Liu, standing there in the tackle of Asifa Solomona. Storm hanging on, protecting this lead. Randall goes to Weaver, grubbers, straight to Cameron Munster. He's absolutely irresistible. What a catch to get them off the hook and work it away, and just like that, they're almost back at their 40.
Yeah, it was a decent attacking set from the Titans. They shift left, went right. Weaver with a neat little kick, but Munster, very class catch there, and that's a very good sign for Craig Bellamy. The fact that they were able to defend their goal line, repeat tackles after one another, and come away with possession.
As Harry Grant jumps out of dummy half, he finds Nick Meaney pushing up.
Last one, please, Rocky.
They have one more play. Munster is the target. His left-hand side, he'll kick it out wide. Coates up against Fafita. Coates makes the grab. He's got a hat-trick. Last week it was Will Warbrick. This week it's Xavier Coates. He has a third. What a clean grab it was as well.
Well, what about the athletic ability of Xavier Coates? Leaps up above everyone else, but then lands on the ground, and then the footwork. Little left foot step to get around the opposition. Look at this. Watch the way he takes off. There's the step. Straight around. That is great play. The Storm finish off the game.
There's been some good passage of play this afternoon from Melbourne Storm, but Craig Bellamy would love the last couple of minutes. The fact that Melbourne were able to defend their goal line continuously against a raid from the Titans, and as soon as they get the ball back through Munster, a couple of tackles later, Munster goes to his main man on the left-hand side, and the athleticism of this guy, once it goes up, he's almost impossible to stop.
So everything confirmed by the bunker. 6th hat-trick already in the career of Xavier Coates. He's 4th at this venue. A team showing plenty. They were tested by the Gold Coast Titans here today, but it was 18-16 deep into the second half as well. Christian Welsh scored the try, which busted it back open, and they've gone on with the job from there, haven't they, with tries to Katoa and also now Coates. 3 straight have really won open the scoreline. They're going to make amends for losing that one earlier in the year, back in round 3, when the Titans took them down 38 points to 34. Meaney adds another 2. 36 on the board for the Melbourne Storm as we go down to you, Lara.
Some concerns for the Storm halfback Jerome Hughes. He has been assessed by the Storm's medical team, and at this stage they are hopeful it is just a low-grade medial issue. I was following him back up the tunnel before he took his place on the bench, and he looked in quite a bit of discomfort with that right knee, heavily limping, and he will have scans tomorrow to know more.
Look there from Craig Bellamy, which says a lot. He knows how serious that may be. So they're hoping a low-grade medial in a weekend of injuries to key playmakers. Another one suffered here in game 1 on Super Saturday. What a weekend it's been for the likes of Ivan Cleary and Andrew Webster, and now Craig Bellamy.
Some of the gun players in our competition coming down these last few weeks, all you want them to do is get through healthy and light up the finals in a couple of weeks' time. But as you said earlier, Metcalf gone with a hamstring, Luai with a shoulder. Now Jerome Hughes, star halfback for the Melbourne Storm, needs to go get scans on that knee.
The restart from the Gold Coast goes out on the full, and here's Melbourne, really a chance now to lay it on. Some icing on top, 36 points to 16, and Kamikamitha takes it towards the uprights. Melbourne came into the game in 4th position. This will be win number 15 for them as Welsh. Try scorer for the 2nd time this season today. As he plays it for Grant. Comes across to Tom Eisenhuth for some stepping as he runs towards Liu, looking for an offload, supplies one. Grant looking for an accomplice, finds Cameron Munster, and he wants to win 1 point. A bit of practice. He adds a field goal. I don't know how many times recently we've seen the scoreline of 37 to 16, but that's what we have.
I think you're right. I think that's for another day. The left foot snap. I'm down here. We'll be close to the semi-finals. I'll just have a little bit of practice. Munster, he can do it all.
Harry Grant was turned around 3 times, threw the ball back to him. So Munster had it planned from the start of that set that he got in position, he was going to have a shot. So it's been a pretty good performance from the Melbourne Storm. They were challenged by the Titans early in this second half. Just really turned it on, and Papenhuyzen injection brought energy to the Melbourne Storm and this crowd.
It certainly did, and there he is making the catch off the restart. No short one this time from the Gold Coast. They realised the futility of going short once again. Have they lost the ball here? Christian Welch, they still had their challenge. It was a challenge-a-thon in the first half.
I could hear the referee calling held there.
Can't believe it, Christian Welch, but a 37 to 16. I guess he could wear it. Here it is again. Well, Chris Randall just raises a knee and knocks it out of Christian Welch's hands point blank. And to his credit, they don't challenge.
Time's on.
And Chris Butler says, hey, you lead by 21. It's all okay. Kelly, Brimson here. Khan Pereira pulls the ball out of his back pocket. That's no mean feat. And now to compound things for Welsh, the Melbourne Storm are offside. So just over 90 seconds remaining in game 1 of 3. Roosters and Tigers to follow this. Such a big game for the Sydney Roosters. Kelly losing it here in the tackle as he tries to force his way in. It'll be a knock on surely. Or Chris Butler going to say it was ripped out by Melbourne. In fact, it was play on by the looks of things, and it may be knocked on.
The first lost ball is actually a strip, not in the act of scoring. And then what happens here with this motion?
So it was play on as far as the referee was concerned.
There's a bit to look at. He just wants to look at everything, basically.
What's this?
Brian Kelly just tucks it under the wing and takes on Ryan Papenhuyzen. He gets through with an opportunity to score. The ball comes out. Through Seve with 2 in the tackle. And everything off the back of this is a lottery.
Just looking to see if there's intent to strip from Marion Seve. He strips the ball out with more than one player in the tackle. We're playing on at this stage.
Didn't the referee say it was stripped not in the act of scoring?
We now need to see if David Fafita is playing at the ball. David Fafita plays at the ball and knocks it on in his in goal. We have a decision.
If the ball was stripped not in the act of scoring and he was in the field of play, there should be a more than one-on-one strip and a penalty to the Gold Coast.
You're right, one.
Instead,
Send a word to the bunker.
it will be
What,
a
another
penalty
one?
There it is.
for exactly that.
They're listening to
My
it.
faith is restored. My faith is restored. Just waiting for Casey Badger to say, so we'll come back for a penalty, but that didn't happen. Fafita it is. A couple of metres out. And inside the final 60 seconds. There is Ryan Papenhuyzen defensively involved once again. Great to see him back today. What a story it is in round 26. It's Randall. Puts it back on the inside for Jamin Jolliffe. taking the ground with Eisenhuth, Kamikamitha involved. Next week, the Storm take on the Broncos in round 27. Primson comes wide. Weaver keeps it going. Kinney passes to Feeder here. Heads back infield. Wrapped up there by young Tonomapia. And there's time maybe for one more play. Goes back to Weaver. Here's Liu. Toa out to try and put some pressure on him. They will get the last tackle in. Randall waits. Slow old play the ball. They come back to the right-hand side. Yano Kinney runs towards Trent Liero, gets an offload away. Cleese Haas is there, fires it back. Randall keeps it going. Intercepted there by Marion Seve, and that'll do it here in Melbourne. They were tested by the Gold Coast Titans beyond midway in the second half. But a wry smile on the face of Craig Bellamy tells you he's more concerned potentially at the injury. They hope is nothing more than a low-grade medial suffered by Jerome Hughes. We'll see how serious that is in the 24 hours ahead. But Ryan Papenhuyzen, he is back, and Melbourne have taken down the Titans 37 points to 16.